desert sun. We're making magic with the things we've done. Laser engraving, resin gray, laser engraving, carving the way. Resin painting, painting our own, painting our own place. Vegas nights, a freaky delight. We're pushing limits, reaching new heights. 3 HP in the city where dreams meet. Las Vegas, where creation is sweet. In the city where dreams come alive, Las Vegas lights shining so bright. We're getting high on technology, no surprise. 3D HP, we're taking flight. From the glittering casinos to the desert sun, we're making magic with the things we've done. Laser engraving, carving the way. Resin painting, painting our own, painting our own place. Vegas nights, a 3D delight. We're pushing limits, reaching new heights. 3 HP in the city where dreams meet. Las Vegas, where creation is sweet. From the glittering casinos to the desert sun, we're making magic with the things we've done. Laser engraving, resin gray, laser engraving, carving the way. Resin painting, painting our own, painting our own place. Vegas nights, a 3D delight. We're pushing limits, reaching new heights. 3 HP in the city where dreams meet. Las Vegas, where creation is sweet. In the city where dreams come alive, Las Vegas lights shining so bright. We're getting high on technology, no surprise. 3D HP, we're taking flight. From the glittering casinos to the desert sun, we're making magic with the things we've done. Laser engraving, carving the way. Resin painting, painting our own, painting our own place. Vegas nights, a 3D delight. We're pushing limits, reaching new heights. 3 HP in the city where dreams meet. Las Vegas, where creation is sweet. From the glittering casinos to the desert sun, we're making magic with the things we've done. Laser engraving, resin gray,
Hey, hello world. How you doing? Jerry at 3DHP in Las Vegas. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Twitch. Hope everybody's having an awesome day. Glad to see you. Derek, I hear you have COVID you're getting over. I hope you get over it, my friend. Hello and welcome everybody, and I hope we have a great stream today. Kenny, Matt, what's going on?
Got new cameras. Woohoo!
Just every time when I go live, my audio setting.
There he is.
Hey.
Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, that one you can rotate around and zoom in and look at things. That's cool.
I kind of like that. It makes me look like a radio guy, radio station guy. Like a Fat Howard Stern, maybe. Only my last name means not Stern. Okay, anyways. Actually, but it
Question:
starts with net.
do you have any ladies coming around your place in the garage right now? No.
Oh, his wife's in the house. No.
This is my garage, this shed.
Yeah, but Howard Stern does have a lot of guests on the show.
Yeah.
I don't see any guests in the background.
I do like when he's got Wilson there, from
Jerry's energy is up today. Well, before I never got no sleep. I went to bed at midnight, couldn't sleep, got back up at 4:30. These guys will attest that I was just kind of sitting there zonked. So this is all make believe. I'm not really excited and happy. I'm tired as hell. I'm pretending.
You're acting, right? You're a good actor. Yeah. You get Golden Globe Award, maybe.
Hey, Jack, how you doing today?
60, so now he's feeling his age.
Yeah.
Now, what I want to ask the 3D printing community, what do you guys think about an award for 3D printing? I mean, Prusa have something like this, but, that is not controlled by any one company, because they can take favor over certain people who have what printers. But what I'm saying is, how about we make our own awards for 3D printing, where we take like 20 people and
every week I have an award. I either give away 2 rolls of filament or I give away 1 roll. So every week one lucky person is winning something. So that's my award. That's my donation.
Like the Oscars or Golden Globe Awards or the Singing Awards, but for 3D printing, and have like different categories, because people who print or people who design and people who, different categories
You can set that up on your group. A lot of groups have contests on their group where people submit pictures and they might win this or win that. As long as you don't have to pay to enter, then it's not gambling, so you're allowed to do it.
I agree on that. But
yeah,
also my idea is that people put recommendations in, not just like you can put your own thing in. No, you can't. You need to be recommended by people, I think. And who have the most 20 people or 100 people who have the most recommendations out of maybe, let's say, 2,000 people will get entered, and then we choose 20 people who select,
Montana Maker, hello. Simon Snow, hello. How you doing? Hobby Maine, hello. My latest video is right here. I put that out a few days ago. And if you guys seen it, I tipped over my little Paul in front there, and he knocked over Master Chief and almost broke, and stood it back up and knocked him over a second time because I didn't bother to lock in the wheel on my table. And then once he fell over the first time, I didn't lock the wheel. It happened the second time. And right before the stream today, I finally took my foot and locked the wheel. So, but anyway. And then I'll be on at 5:30 p.m. Pacific with other laser guys. They threw me here in their thumbnail, so now I got my logos there in the thumbnail. So I'm usually not always on with them. Every 2 weeks I have a guest.
There's my toys. Or 3 of them. Anyways. So.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why I slowed it down. Yeah, I figured this will be funny. People will go, oh, like I did. Pride Megaphone Rainbow Handle.
What? Well, I got a Pride exhaust thing. That's what it looks like, sort of. I need to make that back. Yeah, I definitely.
Yeah. PC, what I'm saying is, of course, it needs to be, it's just an idea. And to develop an idea, you need to discuss it with people. And then all together need to agree on something, how we can accommodate this type of thing, I think. So ideas are always welcome, We can open up, let's say, a Discord group where we can discuss things, people from different fields. And then certain judges will be appointed because of their experience in 3D printing and so on.
You got to share a link to your Discord channel, Matt?
I do not have a Discord channel yet, so I'm thinking about it. So, but how about we use Jerry's Discord? It's like, I'm with Jerry, so I don't think Jerry minds if we talk about 3D printing.
Yeah, you can talk about whatever you want pretty much in my Discord. It doesn't get that much action. I post videos and links and pictures, and when I see somebody's cool video, I post it on my Discord, and it don't have much action going on there, but it does exist. So we throw out an invite.
Oh boy. Man, I'm feeling my age too now. Damn it. Anyways, so what are we making now? So you're making your aliens. Matt, what are you making?
Right now, really nothing. I did another lithophane, but it's the same one. I tried to make a little bit better because I found a flaw on it. So, yeah, that's the one. Well, let me find my.
So no more missiles?
What?
No more missiles?
I don't make any missiles. Oh, you mean my drone? No, it's a rocket. Basically rocket shape, but it's a drone with propellers on it. So, yeah.
Why is that so jerky?
I can't find the light right now.
God, I need to clean this shit
Here you
up.
go.
I said it's a mess.
This is actually a tile picture of we have a circus here in the UK, and it's not a movable circus. It's in Blackpool, and they have those little pictures on tiles on the wall. So I took a picture of it because I do want to do something in the future similar to that, and be able to do certain things, But I will inform you guys about this more into the future, how and what I'm gonna do, hopefully.
I ordered more resin this morning off Amazon. I'm going to be doing this for Crow. Brandon Lee starred in The Crow years ago when he got killed during the making of the movie. I named my son after Brandon Lee. So this will be my son's birthday present in November. I'll do a video on it, but this is by Wicked Studios. And I acquired the files yesterday. There's different versions of it, but I'll be making this for my son out of resin, painting it.
Now he will know that you're making that. That's not going to be a surprise.
He doesn't matter. He knows.
Okay.
That's something I'll be starting on.
Yeah, I don't like surprises either. But surprises happen all the time.
Surprise, surprise, surprise. It wasn't my finger either, but I'm not going to tell you that joke.
Surprise, 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 Sergeant.
Mm.
Man.
So, people, what you guys been doing over the past week? I've been busy, very busy doing things. I'm studying actually right now, so I need to study up on history and all that, and yeah.
Something's leaking, man.
Something's leaking, you said?
Yeah, because my compressor's kicking on.
Oh.
I mean, I got everything off. Valves are off and still leaking.
Yeah, I got air tanks on my truck. I got train horns, but a couple years ago I disconnected it because it kept running, so I got a leak somewhere in the tank. So I turned them off. Because when the tank runs, the compressor's louder than hell. But the train horns are also very loud. It's great in traffic when somebody gets in your way or cuts you off. It screams.
I would think a cop would pull you over for that. That's got to be illegal.
No, it's not illegal. Not if you don't abuse using them.
Train horn, huh? Oh, wow. Oh, look at that handsome son of a bitch, man. Look at that handsome son of a bitch.
Okay.
Anyway. So, wow. So, is there any shows or anything this weekend?
What's that?
Nothing's happening this weekend, right? The show wise or anything like that?
I'm not sure. When's Murph coming up? Did that already happen, or is it coming up? I'm confused. I think that already happened.
I think they just had one last weekend, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was last week or the week before. And no one popped in to show us around the room like they usually do.
Yeah. I got to stick my polymaker in here so I can try to get some. Well, I mean, I know Matt's going to win, so it really doesn't matter. So, anyways.
What do you mean I'll win?
The polymaker.
I'm not allowed to win any polymaker because I'm an ambassador.
Yeah.
So anything, if I win, I still have to give it to somebody else.
Yeah, last weekend Dan says, "Hey Dan, how you doing?"
You know, and actually I do need to talk to Nick and see if I can get some filament again. So
yeah, about the only thing I got out of being an ambassador is free shipping. But that was worth it.
Yeah, I'm a polymaker partner. No one's ever used my link. I don't get any commission. But if I have a good project that comes up I want to do, I'll contact them and I request X amount of filament for the job, and then I'll get some codes for the filament. And then I give away roll a week.
Yeah, I don't even have a link for Polymaker to give to people where they get off stuff because nobody will click anyway on the link, like you said, you know. Yeah, but I do still advise people to go over to Polymaker website and check out the stuff.
The people don't get a discount for using the link. It just benefits you. You get a small commission on it.
Yeah.
And all you have to do to get the link is go to their site and apply for it.
Yeah, see, that's why it's no point. You know, I do it anyway. I like Polymaker and I do a lot of things for Polymaker. I like
now that they came out with another 160 or 170 types of filament, the two new filament lines, that's amazing. All the more
34. Colors. Wasn't it 34, 35 colors?
It was over well over 100. It was a lot of colors.
I think I'm going to be buying the one that Scott was showing us last week. The thing that's
the metal one.
Yeah, it looks like it's metal, but it's plastic. It sounds like metal. It's very expensive for a small roll.
Yeah, one roll just to experiment with it. And you know what I'm going to print, so I won't say it.
Oh yeah, if it works.
Because the other, because the problem with making those is that back ring.
Yeah, cling.
It tends to crack. Even with the carbon, it cracked on me.
I think the interesting part is with the metal part, right? What looks and sounds like metal almost. I think it could be used to make like coins. That would be a good idea. You know, anything metal. You know, the thing is, let's say you have making a box, a treasure chest box. So for the wood part, you use real wood filament, you know, and then you change it over to the other filament. I don't know if it's compatible. I guess people have to do tests about this too. And then put metal where the metal's supposed to go. And of course, make it silver looking or whatever color you decide to make the box look like, you know. That would be a good idea. I wonder if it can be combined with others.
And by the way, for the record, I have never once used one in real life. Because everybody knows what I'm talking about now because you put it on the screen. But anyways, I'm too scared. I don't want that shit blowing up in my face. I do it for fun to see how well I can make it look. Is that glow in the dark?
No, it's just a neon green, I guess you call it. It's really bright, polymaker green.
Almost like a rat.
It's hard to film. It's so bright. I mean, it doesn't look that bright in person, but it's hard to take a picture of it. Maybe the camera will settle down in a minute.
Camouflage.
Yeah, speaking of, you know what YouTube is starting to recommend now to me? Mars Attacks bits.
Hmm.
God, man. You know, that was That movie was a long time ago. That's when they blew up the landmark.
Make a mind, Dan. What are you talking about? I don't get it.
Is that one flipping us off?
Yeah, it's a little
Yeah.
fault. I still got to glue together the big pole that got broke twice. This is a little one. It happened to be included in the files, but it was on sale for like $17.30 instead of $24.99 or whatever. Got all 5 aliens, great price. I sized them up to 600%, basically. And I installed Orca Slicer. I was going to use Orca on some of the prints, but when I put the alien's body in there with its head, I was going to cut it under the neck like I did the other ones in Bamboo Slicer. But the slice feature in the Orca that I installed, the new version, it wasn't up there at the top. I couldn't find it. So I shut down Orca and I went back to Bamboo, and then I sliced the next one. But as soon as I put the model in, which is already too tall for the build plate, the option to cut the head off wasn't there. Betty Boop, what's going on? Stephen Poole, what's going on?
Hey.
And that's another reason why we need to just. I mean, it doesn't have to be huge, but 350 by 350 would be nice.
That SVO8, when it comes, that's 350 by 350 by what, 365, I think it is. And that enclosure kit that they put out for it looks pretty cool. Just print that top rim to go around to raise it a couple inches. That way the head can get full travel. It looks pretty cool. It looks pretty reasonable for the price. Plastic doors on front and then the panels on the side. One person done a video on, he was concerned about those panels keeping the heat in for ABS. It doesn't need to keep the heat in. You just got to make sure there's not a draft blowing across the printer. That's why people use cardboard boxes, trash bags, whatever.
Oh, all right, Dan. Sorry.
The heat from the bed will keep it adhered to the bed properly as long as there's no air drafts. Any kind of an enclosure will work fine with ABS. So it doesn't actually have to keep heat in. It just don't want no air blowing into it.
Yeah, I was pretty amazed with what Tim told us last week about his rat rig. I was like, wow, that kind of was surprising.
Well, he has so many printers, he just kind of gets burnt out on them, and they just sit, so he moves on.
Yeah, but he put a lot into that one. He put a lot of work
he did.
Into that.
Hey, Non-Fam, how you doing, buddy? Non-Fam's in the house, everybody.
What's this Bobby printer you're talking about? No.
Rat rig.
No, rat rig, 500, 500, 500, the big monster.
Yeah.
My biggest printer would be my Hypercube. It's 400 by 400 by 500.
Yeah.
And one of these days I want to put, go ahead.
I should have stopped at like 400. That's what, when I was shopping, five is huge.
Yeah, the Hypercube is the perfect size. I just need to put linear rails on it and change the hot end setup on. I really like the way it's set up. I do have Clipper on it. I got it barely running like a year ago, Clipper, and then I quit working on it and I moved on like I do with most of my projects. I tinker with something and then I get burnt out on it and then I just move on to something else. And I eventually come back to it. So I need to do. At one point, I thought about just getting rid of it, but no, it's a really big printer. I ought to just keep it and just modify it. It's all a 30-30 extrusion. It's real heavy duty, built super well.
I keep getting offers from Peter Pauly to buy that magnetic one, and
I just watch YouTube videos on it, see who's modding it, how's it coming along, what's new with it, what's good with it, what's bad with it. People do videos on it constantly.
And then the other one the one I was going to help kickstart. What, the Nova? No, what was that thing called?
I don't remember, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm having a brain fart on that one. They're just not disclosing enough information. That's one reason why I backed out, and they weren't showing enough videos on it. 420 by 4. Matt, are you listening to something?
Babe, can you close the door, please?
Matt, that was really loud.
Sorry, guys.
Easier if you don't keep putting your hoodies on.
I don't have my hoodies on.
Your hoodies?
Yeah. The Arco. There you go, Kenny, the Arco.
Yeah, the Arco. Yeah, I was gonna get 2 of them. Yeah, I'm kind of glad I backed out of that one. Yeah, the one that sounds like a gas station. That's it. The Arco.
The iPass by Cheedy behind me that you can see it's white and black below my new logo. That's a really big printer, but it's a rectangular bed, so that kind of kills it. You can't do a helmet on it unless you cut it in half. But it's rectangular. It's got dual heads, it's got high temp hot ends, and then
I was looking
regular
around.
hot ends.
I was looking around Etsy the other day because when I was building that rat rig, I had the intention of doing helmets as a service, and then I seen somebody on Etsy advertising $50 a whack. I'm like, how can we make any money at $50 a whack?
Telemarketer.
No. What was that?
A telemarketer.
My phone was ringing. I got rid of the call to telemarketer.
That's your ringtone is Megadeth?
I think it's Metallica, but yeah.
Hey, right.
Mm.
Pretty close though. You know, they both sound a little bit alike. I wonder why. Maybe because one of them used to work for Metallica. Anyways, but I think he did pretty good on his own. Hello, me. It's me again. I love that song. Anyways, well, let's strike up some excitement. Who else is going to join us? Come on now. Don't be shy.
Hey, Dan, what's the command to give people points on Twitch? I forget. Is it hashtag the amount of points all, or something like that? I forget. I don't have the command written down anymore. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, I can't remember the command. Blasto, what's going on, buddy?
I think somebody just said explanation drop.
No, I typed that. I got it wrong. Or bang command would probably pull them all up. Okay.
Our explanation commands.
Oh, there it is. Steven just typed it.
I need to get my stream deck out here. I keep thinking I'm going to set it up, and then I forget about it. Well, I guess I could set up a coin so I can get a coin going. So we can get some kind of live action around here.
There we go. Thanks, Steven.
Live action. Now, who used to say that on TV all the time? Live action. Come on, who used to say that?
I don't know.
Turtle Man. Got on my big screen. I got, man, that is a handsome son of a bitch. God, that guy's handsome. Anyways.
I changed cameras on you.
You did? Why?
You're not looking at it. We're watching what you're doing.
I'm putting a coin down by my pride exhaust thing.
All right.
And I'm gonna turn on my fans.
Oh, sorry. Was stepping away.
I love my exhaust system. No, my exhaust system rocks. I mean, it's not the biggest one, but it works, and it works really well.
Cool. Lily, quit it.
Don't you think it looks pretty cool? And the way I got
You got
mounted,
banana.
I got it strapped right there, and then there's a mount on this 2x4 with the motor. So I got it mounted in 2 places. It ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
Matt, get your finger out of your dog's butt so she'll quit whining.
Oh, man.
I don't do that. Gee.
Yeah, you do.
You ever seen those funny videos where they like pretend somebody they put a eye mask on and then they smear some Nutella on their hand and push it through an orange, and then they have like the dog right there or whatever animal, and then the guy or person flips out. That's very shocking.
Derek, thank you for resubscribing on Twitch. I really appreciate it. Using your Prime, I really appreciate that, my friend. I've got 8 subscribers on Twitch right now. And I
All
think
right.
members on YouTube, I have like, I don't know, like 15 or 20. I don't remember exactly.
Oh, great. Oh, there it is. I was like, the thing I was going to make. I was like,
Yeah,
where
but all
is
the new filament, Polymaker came out with all of the filament line, really was awesome. And when Scott done his video, I shared on my socials so people could see it. And then I think there was something when I think I did the one with Sam Prentice and Nick when they done that video there. I shared out that one also, talking about it. But that's really cool. That one filament, it sounded like metal. So he probably would make a lot of cool things with it that might hopefully hold up very well, depending on what they are. As long as your parts don't have a lot of stress on them, they should hold up, I hope. And hopefully the sun, I wonder how the sun would affect it. Bring it to Las Vegas and lay it out in the sun for a couple of days, see if that would affect it at all.
Yeah, like maybe make a fan blade out of it. I wonder how that would work with drone blades.
I don't know.
I mean, I haven't looked, but since I have my my DJI, I'll look and see if I know there's got to be drone blades out there somewhere.
Money!
Yeah, money. More money, honey. Yeah, I'm not sure which one it was. I think Scott's in the chat. He could answer that.
What?
I haven't researched it. Ladies and gentlemen, Edge of 3D, the man himself, Scott. What's up, man?
Hey,
going on,
Scott,
guys?
how you doing?
And it's like
We're
this.
talking about you.
It's like
Your
this.
ears were burning?
Get down with your bad self. I'm from Linwood, next to Compton.
Yeah,
and Long Beach.
I heard you guys talking. You're on.
Yeah, on live streams, always be careful what you say about people because you never know when they're listening.
You're on the projection screen out in the theater room. I can hear that one out there. So.
Oh, okay, cool.
No, I'm in the middle of designing and building a new tester for testing filament. So
yeah, Evil Ash. I don't know. I have no idea how it'd be affected in the Vegas sun. That was just a question I had. That metal that you had that goes ting ting. I don't know how well heat would handle.
Sun and heat won't affect it. That's got a temperature deflection of 250 Celsius on it, Jerry.
Okay.
But my previous test rig won't break it. So I'm building a new one, and I've got the bottom piece printing right now, and then it's 3/20/20.
Wait, we have our own farm project here.
So
our project farm, you know that YouTube channel, Project Farm.
So
the guy tests everything.
Yeah. Anyway, and then motor driven, and it'll pull this down, and this this meter here measures Newton meters, and you can do a peak with it. So like if I pull it there, it'll show the peak.
Okay.
So that way when I break stuff with it, I can it'll remain on the peak. So try to get something where I can put a better pull on it. But anyway, my old system I had set up, I couldn't break the new filament. It broke the rig. Totally exploded. So I designing this new one. Hopefully it'll let's see how much I can pull on this. 228 Newton meters is what I can pull. But anyway,
That's cool. It holds it and they'll go back to zero right away. You got a chance to see it.
well, yeah, you got to zero it.
So what's 220 Newton meters?
I have no idea. It's a lot. I can change it to kilograms. I can change it to kilograms, Kenny.
All right. What about good old fashioned pounds?
So 23.79 kilograms, which is 52 pounds.
Oh, come on, man. You can do better than that.
Yeah, no, I can't. See what I can do here.
Hey, Dave, how you doing?
85 pounds.
How about you hook it up to your car and then the piece to somewhere, you know, what can take quite a bit of a load and pull on it.
I want it on the bench in front of a camera, and I'll have a switch to run the motor, and the camera can watch the screen as it pulls the part, and I'll run the motor, and then when it snaps, I'll just flip the switch, and I'll have a limit switch at the top of the, because this piece right here bolts up to a MGM 9C rail, and I'll have a limit switch set here, so I'll push the switch down to start it pulling on the part, and then once the part breaks, I can just flip the switch back up, and it'll return back to the limit switch and cut off, and then I can load the next part and do it over again. So
basically, it's like a winch.
Yeah, kind of, but it's pushing apart.
Yeah, but opposite, yeah, like a winch. Like,
yeah, so I've got
the winch is pulling. Sorry,
got the piece out in the shop that goes in here. It's another hook, and then obviously the hook on top of the meter here, and the part goes between, which it'll be down a lot further.
So how you know the plastic piece where this thing is attached to? I think most likely that will break if all the other parts are stronger than the plastic what you're holding in your hand right now, the meter. You know what I mean? The meter.
None of this will break with anything we're going to 3D print. I can assure you of that.
No, I'm talking about the plastic piece. What does the measurements with a hook on it? That piece, yes. Can that break?
No. No, it's got. I'm looking at the screen over here, but it's got mounts on the back of it, and it's got a
metal. Is it metal or okay?
The case is plastic, but internally it's metal, and it's got basically a load cell right underneath here. So this is rated up to 500 Newton meters, which 85 pounds. I'm only putting 380 Newton meters of pull on it. So if it goes over 500, I'm not going to break it on a test stand that I can make. I mean, I could machine one on the Milo mill, but
it means basically you need some stronger stuff afterwards. I mean, something what pulls it away from.
Well, I'll need a commercial load cell and much more expensive meter than, because this meter right here is, I think these are like $80. And so if I'm going to be pulling over 500 Newton meters, the next step up from here is a industrial grade one, and that starts to go way up in price. You can get crane scales, what they call crane scales. They're not for any real crane. They're more like for a block and tackle pulley system. You can get those that'll go up to 1,000 kilograms, but they don't have a hold function. So you don't know where they don't have a peak function, so you don't know where it peaked out at.
That's why
numbers going up, and then all of a sudden the piece snaps. Where did it actually snap at? So I'm using this because it's repeatable. I can repeat it, and what I can do is adjust the size of my test part to get a part that'll break at or below 500 Newton meters. and then I can test the different filaments. And obviously that PPS CF is probably going to be the hardest one to break. I don't know if you caught any of the socials or anything, but after Rapid was over with on Thursday, one of those bells that they were showing that was printed out of that stuff where they were ringing that bell, they laid it down on the floor on the side, and they took turns standing on the side of it, and it deflected a little bit, but it never broke.
Wow.
Wow.
So it's some badass material, but it's also really pricey.
Badass pricey. Yep.
My question, is it toxic when you print it?
I don't know. I don't care. This is toxic, and I'm sucking on this all day long. So
Me too.
Yeah.
But
I got in an argument with somebody one day about that because I was sitting there vaping and talking about how bad ABS fumes were, and you shouldn't print ABS inside your house and everything else. And the whole time they're vaping, and I'm like, do you realize what you're putting in your body with this shit right here? And you're worried about.
Gentlemen, we've got Jack in the shop popping in. Jack in, they spelled it wrong, but Jack in the shop. Here he is. Hey, Jack, how you doing? He's got his mic muted.
Looks like he's carving something pretty intricate there.
We put him on a big screen here. Yeah, that's cool. He can take off that countertop, and he has a plasma cutter. He can set up his plasma cutter there and cut steel. Really cool. You're muted, Jack. Oh, you know it? Okay. Well, it's noisy. It's probably why he's muted.
I was going to say, that thing's probably screaming.
Yeah, it makes a pretty good bit of noise.
Is that going to be a Bible?
Well, that's not bad.
Looks like it's going to be a Bible.
yeah, it's
Some kind of book.
a book.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So Scott,
Maybe it's Joe Biden's playbook for his next presidential debate.
Oh man. Anyways,
What a
so
shit show that was.
Scott, you do know the Project Farm YouTube channel though, right? When I was referencing that,
No, I'm not familiar with it.
he does all kinds of testing.
Hey, Tor, how you doing today?
So maybe reach out to him, and maybe he knows some deals on where to get that kind of equipment. And he's pretty cool. He's got all kinds of stuff, and he actually has a farm. It's
I'm
called
using everything I'm building here is stuff I already have. I'm not buying anything to make any of this.
Oh, he makes a lot of stuff too.
This is just old printer parts that I had laying around, and Death Racer parts and dragster parts and stuff like that. And like I say, I'll just keep reducing the size of the part until I get something that reliably and repeatedly will break below 500 Newton meters, say like 450 for the strongest material. And then I'll print all the other materials in that same size, same strength settings, as far as wall count and top and bottom and infill and everything like that, and the forced line widths and all that. And that way I can repeatedly test and get actual test results of what I would really like. And I have this stuff to do it, is put a sensor on the linear rail itself, so when it starts to deflect, when it starts to pull, when it hits zero before it starts to actually pull the part apart, that's the 0 point. And then that how far it pulls it before it gives in relation to what weight it gives, so I can get a deflection amount on it as well. But that's going to be an Arduino project, and my code is I haven't used it in 7 years, so I would probably write the code, and it would make my dishwasher start trying to cook bacon or some damn thing here in my house.
I've got an elevator way down in the garage. It looks like a giant domino. It's solid steel. Came off one of the job sites. They put them in the service. The regular elevators as counterweight. weighs like 200 pounds. It's like a big anvil, and it's very hard to pick up, get your fingers underneath it. It's heavier than hell, and that would be perfect for drop test. Hello, Britt. How you doing today?
Where did she post that at? Twitch?
She's on Twitter or Twitch. Yeah, Twitch.
Anyways, look them up sometime. Called Project Farm or Project Farm. It's got millions of viewers. And then I also watch
pretty
another
good.
one. I watched this Finnish guy, meaning he's from Finland, and he smashes stuff with his press. It's like a 20-ton press or something like that. Big, huge press. And he's
I've seen some of the press videos, so I've probably seen some of his videos, but
yeah, real cool guy. He does some serious stuff. Yeah, the hydraulic press.
All this new material from Polymaker, and I've printed functional toy stuff with it, but I haven't been able to do any actual testing on it because the first thing I tried to pull into with the PPSCF, my deal that I had made up before this one, which still used the lead screw, but it just had a hand wheel on the top that I would crank it with, and I'd actually pull up on it, and the bottom plate just snapped, and the part never deflected. So there, the base is finally done printing. And it warped.
And I keep seeing it. I need to get that keyboard that Patrick's got to move his thing around. I'm getting sick and tired of going back and forth to adjust.
What are you talking about?
Patrick's got a little keypad when he's adjusting on his galvo laser.
Up, down, left, right. So you don't have to do it with the keyboard. You can just
okay.
It's right there by his laser. Fine adjustment.
Somebody just popped in.
Dan is coming in. Maker World, not Maker World. What the hell's the name of his channel?
Maker Mind Nexus.
There you go. Maker Mind Nexus.
Just some guy that just showed up.
Maker World.
Maker Mind Nexus.
I went to bed at midnight, got up at 4:30, and never got much sleep.
Actually, we'll call him Dan Libre.
Not anymore. Not anymore.
You're not with Libre anymore?
No, that was a short-lived thing. I realized I couldn't give them the attention that they needed.
Okay.
And so we parted ways cordially. Everything was cool, and we're still gonna do stuff together in the future. So no.
You know what? Talking about that testing deal, I've got a Libre computer right here that might be the perfect candidate for that, and I can use a SKR Pico and change that to a servo drive and use a stepper motor instead of a I might get too complicated with this, but Dan probably knows where this came from.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say, just so you know, with that, you're either gonna want to order yourself an EMMC off of Amazon. You get them for like $10-20, something like that, for an EMMC module. That way you got a dedicated storage on there, because they don't have an SD card slot, and they will either boot from USB or EMMC, and EMMC is faster. So
okay,
you got a $20 bill burning a hole in your pocket, hop on Amazon and look up Libre EMMC. That's all you gotta do, and then it's just.
I don't have a dollar bill burning a hole in my pocket anymore.
Yeah, well, I know that feeling. When I went to Murph this year, I went to Murph on a very shoestring budget. I was worried if I was going to have enough gas to get home.
Yeah, I couldn't do Murph because I had to. Well, I could have. When I came back from Abu Dhabi, I could have flown into Chicago and then drove down there. I'd have got there on Friday night, but I just, after going to Open Sauce and then being so delayed getting home from there, and then having to get on a plane 17 hours later and go the other side of the world and then come back.
Yeah.
I wasn't in the mood for the heat and everything else there. And I'm like, no, I'll just because I flew back into Chicago. That's where I cleared customs at, and then I came home from there. And I could have just extended my stay for the weekend, but I wouldn't have been any good. I was shot.
Yeah,
I
it
totally
was.
understand.
It was definitely very warm the first 2 days. It was like 94 or something like that those 2 days. Humid as all hell, and they had a giant like blast chiller, blast fan, whatever you want to call that thing, in one of the doors, which helped.
Cool.
But it definitely wasn't. It was not a comfortable 2 days, those first 2 days. But Friday got better. It was about 75 and rainy, so it was a bit better on Saturday.
Well,
Sunday.
I have 2 of them big portacools in my shop for my mechanics and my former warehouse manager that I fired 2 weeks ago. And those are great as long as you're in the airflow of them.
Yes.
But if you're beyond the airflow of them, it raises the humidity so much in the room that if you get outside the airflow coming directly off that portacool, the rest of the room is a lot hotter because it just raises the humidity to a ridiculous level because it's a swamp cooler is what it is. If you're in Vegas like Jerry and Kenny, it wouldn't be a problem. You could probably cool a house so much that you could cut glass with your nipples with one of them things in Vegas. But here where we're at 56% humidity today, it ain't happening.
Yeah, when it gets real hot, you can't use a swamp cooler here. It just turns humidity.
Yeah, because when I was living in Las Vegas and my grandpa was living right next door, and he had a swamp cooler, and every time I walked in his house, it felt like on this side of the house was like 110 degrees, but if you move closer to the swamp cooler, it was like 90 degrees, you know?
Yeah.
And the humidity in there, I think, was as high as 70% or 80%.
Yeah.
You know,
See, the swamp cooler doesn't work except in really super dry, arid environments. You got to have an outside relative humidity of less than 20% for a swamp cooler to even become effective because it cools by evaporation. And if the air's already wet, it's not evaporating. It's just adding more moisture to the air, hot moisture. It's not evaporating. It's just sucking the moisture into the air. So
what I did. Sorry, go ahead, Jerry.
My brother lives in Prump, Nevada. He built a 1-bedroom house out there years ago, and then a huge 2-story, which has an air conditioner. But he doesn't live in the 2-story; it sits empty. He lives in the 1-story with no air conditioner. And at about 8 o'clock at night, he'll turn on the swamp cooler, which is upstairs where his bedroom is, and it blows downstairs. But he basically lives in the heat with no air conditioner. But I could tell my sister, you get used to it, you acclimate to it. He worked construction his whole life, and if you get used to it, the heat don't really bother you if you're in the shade, and that's how he lives, no air conditioner. I can't stand it. I retired 11 years ago.
The first known humans were in the Middle East in the desert, where it's incredibly hot, and they survive for how many tens of thousands of years?
Yeah.
Air conditioning's a new thing. It's only been around 50, 60 years.
Yeah.
Where it's been viable, and only in the last 30 years where it's been affordable for most people. But, so it's, people survived without it for a long damn time in a lot of hot places. Now, granted, without air conditioning, Vegas wouldn't be what it is today.
Actually, Las Vegas would be better to work at nighttime than daytime.
Yeah.
The problem is light.
Blasto, a swamp cooler is a big box with a squirrel cage. It's got pads in 3 sides. Water runs down the pads. It sucks in air, and that's being recycled down below, and then the squirrel cage blows air in the house, basically.
What I did
really hot, and that water gets warmed down below. It doesn't really do much good when it's running down the pads cooling if it's real hot out.
The thing is, what my friend did, I recommended that to him. Put a fish tank underneath it as a water reservoir, and then use a pump to pump it up to the swamp cooler. But before the water comes back, it goes through a chiller, how how you did it? No, it went through chiller and then it got pumped into the swamp cooler, and it was even better than he expected. And his house were actually pretty nice and cold.
The first house I lived in after I was born, we had a in-ground swimming pool out back, and that's what the water from it's what ran our swamp cooler. It pumped water out of the pool into the swamp cooler, and it returned the water back to the pool. Now, there was issues with chlorine plugging up the pads in there and stuff like that. And then about mid-July, when the water temperature in the pool got so hot, the only choice you had was to drain a bunch of water off the pool and refill it with cold water. But it worked for the 4 years of I remember before we moved into the new house. So
that's why I put a chiller on, a water chiller.
Yeah.
Chill it to down like almost freezing point and then pump it up to swamp cooler.
No, that should
They
work.
run about like 200. They should run about like 200-300, maybe a good one like 600 quid, I think.
Well, a bunch of my truck drivers, all of the trucks have APUs in them with air conditioning. But when you get somewhere where it's 90, 100 degrees out, those little APU units just don't keep up. And these guys have gone and bought big ice chests, and they put bags of ice from the truck stop. They just go in and buy bags of ice, put in the ice chest, and they got a fan blowing in one end and a nozzle coming out the other end. They just plug it into the cigarette lighter, and it blows that air through that ice.
Yeah.
And it's kind of the same principle as a swamp cooler. You're getting the chilled air that's being caused by the melting of the ice, which is the evaporation, and it adds humidity to the truck. But in that small of space, they're able to keep the temperature of the truck, a lot cooler inside. So I don't remember one of my drivers that came up with that, and then now several of them have it.
Yeah, window units, they burn a lot of power. My neighbor next door used to have a swamper mounted by its front door. And in the middle of the summer, like 15 years ago, I looked at his power meter and that needle was barely moving. We walked over to my house and it was going like this with the air conditioner on. So we're talking $400 versus $50. So that's why some people like swamp coolers, because you're only running a motor.
Yeah, the compressor is the thing that uses the power.
Well, some of the new, if you get one of the new super high efficiency window units that have the DC compressor in them, you can get them where they've got them now where they're pretty damned efficient. They don't burn near the power like the old ones, but there's a price with them too. So
my mini split does pretty good for the shed.
Mini splits are awesome because mini splits are already DC inverter compressor.
I run it all summer since it does shut off when it's got a thermostat, so I don't turn it off during the summer. I just let it run.
I forgot the name of it. It's like a unit what you put underground, and in wintertime it actually uses the heat from the underground to heat up your home. And in summertime, no, not geothermal. It's like a compressor too. And in summertime it cools down your house.
That's a heat pump.
Yeah, heat pump, exactly.
Yeah, those
Ladies and gentlemen, Vincent, 1977. Hey, Vincent.
Hey, everybody.
How goes it?
They're thinking about to put a whole bunch of heat pumps around houses everywhere now here in the UK, and so I don't know about it. Might be good. I have to look into it.
Let's take a look at Jack's book. It's coming along nicely.
Geothermal you want to use to make electric. That's the best thing for it, I think. But the problem is, I think they shoot kind of a chemical through the pipe to a salt water mixture, I think they sent through. But because it goes through a metal tube, it will deteriorate the metal tube, I think. I'm not sure, but they have to keep cleaning it. Basically stick a brush through to clean it like once a month, I think, and then start up the machine again. Japan uses a lot of geothermal energy.
Yeah, I used to keep my house at 78, 79. This year, I'm keeping it at 80 because in July my bill's going to be around $400, and that's just crazy. So I'm trying to get used to 80 degrees in the house.
You're acclimated, Jerry, because mine's setting at 72 right now, and I refuse to run my thermostat any higher than that.
I can't. That's too cold for me.
Yeah. In the wintertime, I like to keep it around 60. In the summertime, 72 is about as warm as I'll let it go.
Well, I'm fat, so I get hotter quicker, and you're skinny. So.
You didn't see me when I stood up? Hang on, I got to go mute this.
All right.
They're out of sync with each other.
Long mill MK1. Super
Whoa.
long.
I know we have some nice warm weather right now. Well, kinda cooled down yesterday, and today. But otherwise, it's decent. So, private chat. Let's see.
I told the dogs to hit the subscribe button out there because they're watching you on YouTube on the big screen.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, they're both watching
everybody watching. Everybody that's watching on YouTube is subscribed, or they couldn't comment in chat. I run a 5-minute subscribe to keep the spam out on YouTube, but please give me a follow on Twitch. I'd really appreciate it. And if you'd like to become a channel member, it's very easy to do on either channel.
I get to just push Brent. You can put on enough clothes to stay warm, but you can't take off enough clothes to get cool.
Yeah,
I agree.
And my garage, well, right now it's 105 outside. It's hot and sunny. My garage, I got the door insulated with foam in it, and then the attic is well insulated, so it's not that.
Who's got the sonar detector going?
It's not that. Everybody heard that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a Twitch thing.
But
anyway,
who's got the sonar detector on?
I got my Rook here printing a print, so it's probably that.
Okay.
Sounds like a whistle almost.
Doo-doo.
We have enemy on the scope. Die.
Like this.
There you go. I just got to get the 2020s cut and threaded on each end, and it'll be done and ready to go. I just got to do the wiring then.
Yeah, I'm 82 in my hobby room also. 82
and we have somebody else popping in, and it's Tor. Welcome.
Hey, Tor, what's going on?
Tor.
Howdy.
So, Scott, are you doing that for your own knowledge, or are you giving feedback to the manufacturers? Or can you disclose that?
It's for me.
Okay.
It's for me to make YouTube videos with, and then when I get done with it, I'll send it down to Nicholas at Polymaker, and he can put it in his Polymaker lab. Or I'll build him one. I don't know. I've got enough parts here to probably build 10 of them.
Yeah, I've seen your death racer in a couple of those videos. That's badass. And it drives sideways. That's really cool.
Yeah, that's the Mecanum racer. It's got the Mecanum wheels on it. So, and just so you know, because everybody always asks the question, and I had to put the pricing together on it for Polymaker for their accounting on the event this last week. The cost of where the hell is it? There it is.
Hey Dan, can you do me a favor, please? Mute yourself and unmute yourself when you want to talk, please. Thank you.
I was actually just getting ready. I was typing in the private chat that I need to go anyway. I have to let the dog go out and figure out the food situation. So I was popping out. So
all right. Sorry about that.
Talk to you guys later.
Have a good one.
So just the electronics and hardware to build that sideways driving death racer is $603.54.
Wow.
And that's not including filament and your time and everything else. But
yeah,
I had to do the cost of bill of materials on it for Polymaker because I built it for them for that show. And yeah, the electronics and hardware, that's the mixer, the power distribution board, 5 motor controllers, 5 Palalu motors, the transmitter receiver, a LiPo charger, a LiPo 60354. And that doesn't include taxes. That's just
I'll be right back, guys.
Yeah, I think my droids were like 200 apiece. They
Yeah.
they were before the Death Racers, the first generation when all of us were screaming. They got tracks on them. One's that's the pop cans that pop up in the back or the beer cans.
yeah.
BR2 or whatever, and I got another R2D2 type thing with tracks on it. And I haven't ran them, and they sit on the shelf. I built them for some videos, and I've never used them.
Well, that's the reason why you don't see very many of those sideways driving ones at the Death Racer battles, because they're just incredibly expensive to build. So
Yeah, and you don't want them to get broke.
I don't give a damn if it gets broke. I battle with it until it won't run anymore.
Yeah.
It's the only thing you're going to break is printed parts, and Polymaker will cover you on the filament. All you got to do is ask Nick for it.
Hey, Red Light, how you doing?
Hey, Red Light.
Now, it'll be interesting to see how that one performs that I built for Rapid, because that's built with new materials. So,
Speaking of drag racers, anybody ever watch Street Outlaws?
yeah, that gal just died on there a couple days ago.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That's pretty sad, huh?
Yep.
And I guess Dale Earnhardt's nephew was dating her after Kai was, Kai Kelly. So I guess he was there.
I don't follow it that close, but I just know that somebody got killed on there, because they do that right down here about 3 miles down the road from my house. There's a street that they shut off at night, and they go out there and drag race on it.
Yeah, like when Memphis was here, they were racing on the south end of the strip, and then somebody got killed, and they pulled the plug on that.
Yeah.
But this was cancer. She had breast cancer.
Well, Mr. and Mrs. Diesel, how you doing?
Hey.
33 years old, man. And then John Force, look what happened to him. That nasty crash.
Hey, Jack, can you show, if you have them, your hand saws that you did, the lineman saws, or you cut them out of your plasma? Possibly you could show us one of those if you got one laying around. He's done a video on it. He's done a couple videos on them in the past, but he takes his plasma table, and he used to be a lineman, and he's making some really cool linemen that he's cutting. He'll show you if he can find one. I won't have to explain it.
Oh, the Voron Delta's done. Let me go see how the print turned out.
I'm told that at the end of July, the SVO8 is supposed to ship. I emailed the company like a week ago, and they said it ships at the end of July. So I haven't heard nothing back yet. I'm still waiting. So
I just got tracking the other day for my enclosure for it, and I was one of the first ones who ordered it.
Okay.
So they're barely eking by on those shipments.
That enclosure looks pretty killer if you print that adapter to go along the top to
Nadir's top hat. Yeah, I'm going to be printing that.
1 second, Scott. Let me check out these hand saws he's made.
Oh.
He took the wooden handle off. He cut them out.
Those are badass.
Yeah.
Those look slick.
Those are bad.
And like I say, his CNC there, he'll drop out the table, take out the Makita, drop in his plasma tip, and he cut them out right there.
That one right there, that lineman one, is really cool.
Yeah. Gives it depth like it's, down the road.
Yep.
Thanks, Jack. Really nice.
Real nice.
I work for Pike Electric, so a lot of the stuff I do is lineman related.
I've been watching lineman videos lately for some reason. That's another thing YouTube keeps throwing at me. Lineman videos.
Yeah, there's the print off of the Voron Delta. I'm not happy with it. Something's
the Voron
not right
Delta?
on that machine. There's something loose on it somewhere.
Do you know how much that build is?
The Voron Delta?
Yeah.
Not a clue. Fabrico's selling the kits now for $4.99, and then you got to print the parts.
That's not too bad.
So I didn't build this one. This was the one that what the hell's his name now?
Hedgehog?
Nope. I wouldn't have anything from him in my place.
We got 28 people on YouTube watching and 15 on Twitch currently.
This is the one that the guy that worked with Roger LZ, Double T. I have the one.
Oh, Double T.
Yeah. Yeah, I have the one that he built.
That was one of the original ones too.
It is the original one. When you go look at the pictures on Vicetech of the kit, the rendering they've got, that's the machine I have. So I'm just getting it.
I'm sure they asked for that.
Oh, yeah, they're working with Roger and Double T on the kit stuff. It's a fully sponsored deal, but
oh no,
I have that one because Double T gave it to Fabrico, and they weren't able to get it to print right at Rocky Mountain, but Fabrico wants it printing at East Coast Rep Festival, so he had me bring it home and get it working, and I've got it where it prints fine now. I'm just not happy with the quality of the prints I'm getting from it, so I've got to figure out there's something on it somewhere it's loose, and obviously the pressure advance is way off because them corners are bulged way out on it. So
still needs a little bit of TLC then.
yeah, I got to get the pressure advance tuned on it and then print with it some more and see. And now there's a new tool head that they've got for it that somebody else is working on, that you can actually make it a direct drive with a Sherpa Mini. And I might actually do that and make this a direct drive, but I'll get some more tuning done on it and get it where it's printing like it's supposed to be, and then it'll be at the Fabrico booth at 3D Printopia printing. So
nice. Vincent, what have you been up to, buddy? What's going on? What's new?
I've been printing like crazy for that Stargate. Got a couple of things done. There's one more work that I thought. Hold on, let me check.
Cool.
This way. Look,
don't drop
all
it.
the buildings.
Oh, nice.
I'm still printing, but I was already tinkering a little bit with the lighting and stuff. Let me switch.
Are you going to suspend it from the ceiling when you're done with it?
No. This is basically a stand that you can put it sideways. But maybe in the future, I don't know if I want to wall mount it or something. But I'm tinkering around with the lights because the next one that I'm gonna build, the building is gonna be resin printed because more detailed. So that's what I'm gonna do in the other one. This one is just for fun and look how it works and figuring out stuff. So I bought some light. So let me check if I can switch. I've been tinkering with some cameras.
Okay.
Let me check if it works.
Oh, cool. We'll be drawn for the Polymaker filament in 15 minutes, everybody.
I bought these special lights, these small ones.
Yeah, really tiny.
Yeah. So I've been tinkering.
Right.
Yeah. So and that's my issue basically. Where's one of those buildings? So basically, you got one of these buildings, and what happens if I turn on the light and I don't like it? Hold on.
Oh, Steve L3D, thank you for subscribing on Twitch. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that.
One of the wires is loose. Let me check. The wires are so thin. So. It's my first time doing this. So basically, I don't like the way the light shines in the building.
You might have to run multiple lights, stagger them like every quarter of an inch, tape them together.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. See, it's now on 2.7 volts.
Yeah.
If I turn it down a little bit, see, you still get the hot spot. Like you got one spot only. So what I was thinking, basically putting a couple of these lights underneath and mount them together to basically let this light up. So that's what I was tinkering with for the next one that I'm gonna build. Let me check. I've been tinkering with OBS and all kinds of things in the background. So that's what I've been doing, and also that planter thing that I was still working on, it's finished. Oh. Hold on. This one.
Oh, nice.
So I
Your
bought the
big
hose
hook-
for.
Your giant hookah.
So I bought the hose for it and everything, and the pump, and I hope I can get this one running tomorrow. So it was a long, big job to do. I only
Tell
got one.
people-
Only got one
people-
printer.
People that don't know, tell them what that is. It's not a hookah.
Oh, this? No. Basically, you can grow like lettuce or small cherry tomatoes in there, and you can grow it upwards. And the water system in the underneath pumps the water in the top, and on the inside goes down. And basically, the roots of the plants goes outside of this, and that grabs up the water. So.
Oh yeah, I've printed one of those before.
Yeah.
I need to redo mine.
I did the first one in PLA with all little bits of
Yeah,
spools that I
hydroponic
had left.
garden
And this one
tower.
is PET G. So there's a way different with PET G material and PLA, because that one was already melting when it was in front of the window. It started to
Very
get
nice.
soft.
Dang it.
So yeah, this was a pretty long job, and I only got one printer. So yeah, you got to do what you got to do. So for now, I'm printing these buildings. I got to make 6 of them. This, oh, hold on. These.
All right.
It's for the middle part. I got to print 6 of them. Then those small buildings is a lot of work. Yeah, look.
I should
don't know.
rewatch all those old shows because after a few years, I forget what happened in the TV show, and I can rewatch it like it was new.
I do that.
These are all buildings. All small buildings. So many.
Certain things look familiar, and you're like, I know I've seen this, but I don't know what's going to happen next. So you keep watching it.
So yeah, that's what I've been basically been doing.
All right, let's talk to Tor. Hey, Mr. Tor, how you been? What's going on?
Not too bad.
That helmet looks
sick a
good,
few-
man. That looks really cool on your desk.
Oh, thank you. It needs a lot more sanding and a lot more work, but it's getting
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
I'm trying to organize all my my printers right now. Get things off the desk so I have stuff to work on.
Yeah, that Sobel enclosure, I've seen a couple videos on it. For the price they're asking, it looks like a nice kit. Just got to print that top adapter so that the head and the can go all the way to the top. But
What is it? 170 for 3 metal sides, glass doors on the front and glass doors on the top.
I thought it was like 139, but maybe it is 170. And I don't know why they're putting a fan on it, but they got a fan to out of the back of it.
Exhaust. Yeah, they have it running. It's an open enclosure as well, so there's a lot of gaps in it.
Yeah.
It's used.
That added piece around the top, I don't think should be vented. I think it should be closed off because all your heat rises and goes straight out the top.
Yeah.
But like I say, with ABS, you just don't want to draft. It don't actually have to be hot inside. You just want to maintain whatever heat is in there and not have any kind of a draft.
Yeah, 169.
Okay.
Question: would you want to do the giveaway now for Polymaker?
Oh yeah, it's 119. I guess we can do it now. Instead
Okay.
of waiting 10 minutes. Let me share my screen. We'll pull that up. Got 35 people entered. Here comes the screen. Present. All righty, we're going to draw for one roll of filament anywhere in the world that Polymaker ships to. They got some of the best filament on the planet. And what's going to happen? We're going to draw. If you're present in chat, you can win. If you don't want it, I can redraw, or you can gift it to somebody else. I'll give you my email in chat. All you have to do during this stream, email me that you won, and I'll cross-reference your name. Later on after the stream, sometime tonight or in the morning, I'll send you a link from Polymaker where you fill out the form. Then they'll send you your code to get a free roll of filament with free shipping. And yeah, if you're in the U.S., Polymaker/US.com. Yeah, great filament. Love the stuff. And let's go.
Yeah.
Here we go. 37 people entered. Let me turn off the banner first.
If you draw Matt, I'm calling it rigged.
Yeah. Well, Matt can't win. He's ambassador for Polymaker.
I can't win either, but that doesn't stop Matt from winning all the damn time.
My wife did enter, and I'll allow her. My wife can win because she does have a printer, and she's not a partner. I am, but anyway, here we go. 37 people entered in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
That was me, and that was me again.
Yeah.
Yeah!
Here we go.
Unbelievable.
Mr. Diesel, 1985. He should be in chat.
Congratulations, Mr. Diesel.
Are you in chat?
I'm sorry about the scream, guys and girls. I was like, yeah. I'm very lucky in winning, I know.
Mr.
But
Diesel,
this is everywhere.
There he is.
Hey, there's
Awesome.
a new fidget model out that's a gear that you open up like that and the gear spins in the middle. Where is that at? Somebody in chat has to know.
I think I know what you're talking about, and I printed one of them in my video.
One of my secretaries seen one on some social media thing, and she's been badgering me to print one for her.
It might be
Last
this.
two, my wife
Don't do
does,
it.
not me. I try to wrap up my good luck on her, so.
Is it this?
That's
That's
it.
what you call it.
Yep, that's it, Jerry.
I done a video on it recently, 2 videos back, I believe. The link's in the description.
Okay, it's on your YouTube.
Yeah.
All right, let me
It's that
jump
thing
over
right there. It took me a minute to figure out how to put it together. Once you print everything out, it just snaps together.
Okay.
That's what it does.
And we
And I
have
print-
Jack the shop popping in.
Back in the shop.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just kind of cool. Don't use silk PLA on it because it, silk it's kind of brittle-ish.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to use PET carbon fiber for her.
Okay.
That way
I
she
printed
can
out.
set it up
I
like she
printed
does
out-
everything else in her
I
damn
printed out a
ball.
cube also. My son was messing with the cube and it broke. I forget where I got the file, but I got a link in my video.
I found it. Cool 3D prints. I'll mute this damn. We don't need to hear Jerry talking twice.
Oh,
It
did I ever put there?
doesn't say what model it is. I'll just click through all of them until I find it.
Well, if you can't find it, I might still have it on my hard drive. I'll have to look.
No, I'll find it. Give me just a minute here.
It's just a flyby for me today. I've got some other things to do tonight. So.
You have a good one, Vince. You feeling better?
Have a good one, Vincent.
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
better?
Ups and downs today, not so much, but it's the same thing.
All right.
So,
Have a great day, Vincent. Thank you for stopping by,
Have a
my
good
friend.
day.
yeah, I will be in next week.
All right.
Bye.
Looking forward. Bye.
Yeah. Reuben balls on things, and it's called a gear ball.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Yeah,
gotta be a member to download. Never mind. I don't print shit that's behind
No,
paywalls.
it was free. It was for free file. It's not free no more.
So become a member to download. I ain't doing that.
That isn't. No, I didn't have to do that. There's somewhere on that page it was free.
It ain't free
It might
anymore.
have been one of those free for a week and then put it behind a paywall so more people can download it.
Let me check it. Hold on.
Yeah.
so they can get all the free downloads in, and then it's like, oh look, all these people downloaded it, and it's $2.50 or $5. It's like they got it for free. That's not the same.
I don't put anything I design behind a paywall, and I'm not going to pay for designs either. So,
right?
Especially when they do that crap where they put it on there for free and then gets out all over socials, then they slap it behind a paywall.
Free for this week only. No.
All right, a little bit quiet now. So please, people who joined us, what you guys working and anything interesting?
Right now, I'm just cleaning up the office, but I'm looking into doing the Ender 3 NG conversion. Because my Ender 3 has just been sitting there for years now without much use.
Yeah, I got rid of a whole bunch of printers not too long ago, and now I know last time I talked over here over live stream, I wanted to get rid of my T500 and my 2 resin printers and the washing cure station, what I never used. So yeah, because I'm planning to get some more printers to do some projects where I'm gonna work on. But they're going to be bamboos, so that's what I'm hoping for. I don't know yet if I'm going to go try one of the A1s out, because they're a little bit easier to fix than the P1S, or, you know. So I know I have to replace one of the cables soon, the rubber cable, the belt. Yeah. Because I already have, like, I think 4,000 or 6,000 hours on them. So, I mean, I have to say it's a very good product. It does need now more and more times maintenance, like adjustments. That's why I want to replace certain parts now on the machine, like the belt and the hot end and all the Boden tubes, anything what is usable, you know.
Yeah, all the consumable parts on them.
Yeah, yeah. But right now I'm low on cash. And yeah.
Sell some of all that free crap you've been winning.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to sell some of the stuff, but you know, I'm trying to sell my T500.
All the printers and filament stuff you win, if you just continue to turn that over, you'd be able to quit your job and just stay at home.
Nah, you see, I do not work. I'm disabled, and whatever I get, I mostly, and I don't use it anymore like printers. I mostly give it away. But now I'm at a point where I will sell the T500 and my resin printers, and and put it into my projects what I want to do, you know, and then those projects hopefully I can use on different charities and different other projects, like I said, you know. Lily, quit it. Oh, my dog wants treats again. So excuse me for a minute. I give her some treats, otherwise she keeps mugging me.
Yeah, Jerry, it's behind a $10 a month paywall.
Yeah, I found the file. I'm just looking for you on Facebook.
No. Well, don't do that. That goes against the terms of service on their stuff.
It was free when I made the video, so yeah. I'll give you the file. I didn't realize it was getting put behind a paywall.
That seems to be the new trend with all this stuff. Is they put it out there, and as soon as a few people get it on socials and it becomes popular, they slap it behind a paywall. And I'm not gonna play that game.
No.
And I promoted the video, which promoted the person, so I'm sure he's not going to get upset if I share his file.
What I don't like is when people actually post video or post files and it's not theirs and they're trying to make money off of it. I was on Etsy yesterday and I ran across Steve's files And yeah, I'm not a snitch, but I let him know. And he replied back that he is done with policing his files. He goes, but then yeah, there's scum out there that will steal my work.
Yeah, I had the same problem.
Those gear balls are already showing up on Etsy. I just found them on there too. People are printing and selling them on Etsy.
The thing is, all my designs are free, but yet people try to take it, claim it as their own, and trying to sell it. You know,
Had somebody
it's
try to do
unbelievable.
that with my funnel that I made for this stupid funnel that I made for the poly maker dryer boxes, so you can pour the discing in without spilling it all over your desk. I had 2 different people try to claim this as their work after I uploaded it to Maker World.
Roger Brown says Maker World has a free one. Did you see that?
What's that?
Roger Brown says Maker World has a free one.
Free one what?
Probably the ball we're talking about, the gear ball. Okay, here's the link right here. Derek is saying here's the link for one on Maker World.
For me, you know, I want to serve the community, and I want to do a lot of stuff for the community that everybody benefits. You know, you know, I'm as nice as like sometimes people I talk to and they have problems and they say, hey, how do I solve this problem? I say, yeah, just give it to me. I fix the problem and here's a file for it, you know? And I say, you know what to do? Just spread my name. I don't want any money. Maybe if you see with some of my projects and I ask for some money for the project, then maybe help out if you can, or send me a roll of filament. What I prefer, I don't prefer to have money. I prefer to have filament, you know, or a printer, or you know, a hot end piece. You know, I don't need the money this way. I cut the middleman out, the money, and just, you know, if you order it and send it to me, hey, that's what I like, you know. And I always say thank you to people who help me out.
I've got a square one here by the same guy. It looks like a Rubik's Cube, sort of. It's got gears and it's a square cube. My son was messing with it and it broke. It's made out of silk. So silk is pretty, but it's not to be for anything functional. Don't use silk.
Yeah. I think she's going to get it in Galaxy Orange.
Oh, you found the file? Okay, good.
Yeah, I found the file on Maker World. Thank you, Roger.
Thank you. Everybody has suggested that on Maker World. And then I'm still looking for it, and Derek tagged me. He's like, look, when I'm in StreamYard, Derek, that tag won't show up to me. It doesn't highlight unless I look at it, because I don't have YouTube open. So tagging me, I don't see it. I mean, unless I'm reading it, it don't jump out at me.
Yeah. Because I did some printing earlier this February, March, I think it was. I did some stuff for Royal British Legion. And once they start the collection again, I will bring it around to them and they can basically receive donations for that items, you know.
Here's a resin print I'm getting ready to start for my son, The Crow by Wicked 3D. Brandon Lee. I named my son after that. Yeah. My son's like, well, Dad, if you can paint it right, that'll be cool. So I said, I'm good with dark colors. So I think I can. And there's another bust for the Crow. It's just on his shoulder. That file might be here. Picture might be here somewhere.
This thing is actually the first one I'm going to be like painting and sanding and everything.
You gonna 3D print it, or FDM or
resin? Yeah. Oh, Jerry. Yeah.
Yeah, Jerry or resin.
Resin.
Yeah. Best quality.
I ordered 3 bottles. That looks really cool. I like that.
Should be once it's done. I got a lot of the paint and everything. It's just taking forever to sand it down and get it smooth.
Okay. The new Mad Max movie, Furioso, is really good. It's a prequel to the last one they made a few years ago. So this particular one takes place before the one you watched a few years ago. Really good movie. I thought because it had Thor in it, it was going to be kind of a comedy, but it was good. I enjoyed it.
Oh, Chris
Yeah.
Hansen? No, not Hansen. Hemsworth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought about to get an A1, and because they are a little bit cheaper than the P1S, so if it does the same job, sure, I most likely probably will buy one of those. But I'll buy one at first and then try it and test it and see over a couple months' time if I'm gonna buy some more of these. Otherwise, I do prefer this. Them the what's it called again? Oh, now I have a brain fart. The P1S is the Core XY. Yeah, exactly. Yep. And I have a lot to do next week on the 4th of July. So I'm gonna be busy for that 3-4 days after that.
Is that a bald nose Jenny bit? No.
Pardon me?
No, I'm talking to Jenny.
No, it's a tapered ball nose from IDC Woodcraft.
Okay. Garrett,
I seen a YouTube short or TikTok or something the other day where somebody took a long plank of wood and they did that with the 3D CNC, and it looks like a crocodile swimming in the wood, and then you can see the wakes.
Oh yeah, I
from
saw
the
that one.
crocodile in the wood. That was badass.
I got a small one I put on a 2x4 in a video of a crocodile. Got the file on Etsy.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like the meter on it. Tells you exactly how much the light bulb uses.
Let me go get it.
That would be cool. Actually, if it's a working one. Is it a working one?
Yes, I do have them wired in, but I've got LED bulbs in them, so they spin very slowly.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah. I mean, it should only spin, when the light is on, of course. But that's pretty cool.
Yeah, those are the obsolete ones because everything's digital now.
Yeah, I like the roller ones better, but they're so good looking, and it makes it like a little bit retro style, but yet it's still futuristic, I don't know what you guys feel about between digital and analog. I mean, sometimes analog is better than digital, And
well, Joe Walsh said it himself the best. He's an analog man. And yes, he did a song about that.
I thought about to get a ham radio, but it's very expensive, and I have to have a license for it.
And speaking of Joe Walsh,
you don't have to have a license to listen.
Huh?
You don't have to have a license to listen to it, and they're worth listening to.
Oh yeah, especially the emergency channel 14, I think it is.
You can get a Bofang handheld really cheap. I'm a ham radio operator myself.
So you guys that are in hams, you ever hear Joe Walsh on there? Because he has radios.
That's a snake. It's not a gator. I thought I'd get a gator. That's a snake.
Okay. Yeah, this one I just seen it yesterday or this morning. It's a gator, just like that, but it looks like he's swimming, and then you can see the ripples. Then it did ripples in it coming off of him, just like a wake coming off of him.
Dave Gatton did one that was a gator, and I don't want to copy Dave, so I done a snake, but there is ripples. You can't really, kind of hard to see them, but there is ripples in the water.
Yeah, I can see them. That's pretty cool.
And here's an eagle I did. I never did finish it. It needs more sanding done on it.
That'll look really
good.
You're
going to paint it?
Pop out real well.
Yeah.
I'll probably paint it and hang it in the wall in the garage.
Yeah. Later on tonight, I'm going to do some more studying because I'm applying for my citizenship. So,
where are you going to be a citizen of?
England.
Oh, I thought you were going to go someplace cool like Bali or Thailand.
Oh no, Thailand, no.
Vietnam.
No.
You don't know what you're
No.
missing.
By the way,
Yeah,
Joe,
it's nice living there. I do like the culture, don't get me wrong. And it's good, cheap living there and all that. But, nah, I'd rather be in an area where I have, reliable power. And, I mean, some areas, I like the countryside, right? But in the countryside in Thailand and Vietnam, certain areas, the only way to have electricity is to have solar panels, batteries, or a power generator,
When was the last time you were in Thailand?
Yeah, Thailand, a lot of fireworks, a lot of boom boom going on there.
Yeah, but
I travel up to Khon Kaen and
I'm not talking about major cities, I'm talking about very outside.
Tiny little village. And
on Jack,
there's no electricity problems there. They have plenty. That is cool.
Nice.
That is beautiful.
I mean, I must be thinking then of Africa then, because I know in Africa they have a lot of power problems. Even in South Africa they have power problems. I talked to several people who 3D print down there, and
I like
for them,
double barrels. He's got them all in a garbage can. Are you throwing all those away, Jack?
That's a storage box.
You put them in the garbage.
But
no, that's not the garbage. I got a bunch of them containers.
Okay.
Good.
But I know some people in Africa, like South Africa, they're having power cuts quite often now. And, in the past, they used to have one of the best power system in Africa. And now certain things are failing and are damaged and need to be repaired. And it's all over Africa, especially like certain parts of Kenya or Ghana. I mean, there's some areas like Congo. Wow. Power's very bad over there.
Yeah, Kenny.
3D printing in Africa. Sorry.
Switch me on the big just for a second. Because you guys were talking about ham radios a second, and I tried to intercept. Oh, no, the other screen. Damn it. Why is that doing that?
Hold on, that's me. That one?
Nope. Anyways, if you Wikipedia Joe Walsh, on the bottom of his Wikipedia screen, you'll see a picture of him sitting in front of his antique ham radio gear, and Joe Walsh is WB6ACU. I mean, it's an old picture, 2006, but it looks like he was really into it. I don't know if he's still into it to this day, but I'm talking about Joe Walsh, like, the singer, part of the Eagles. So I find it kind of interesting that he was into ham radio. Because you guys were talking about it earlier, and I tried to look that up.
Okay.
Yeah, in Africa, 3D printing is 4 times more expensive than in Europe or in America.
I was helping a guy in Hawaii on a support call. He's paying like 50 cents a kilowatt in Hawaii. It is insane there.
They have sun. Put some solar panels on your roof. Put a battery in your shed. That would be enough to run your printer, if it's not too big. Very easily.
Yeah, the CR10S5 that I was helping him with. So, a bigger boy with an AC bed.
You got a remote control lawnmower there, it looks like.
That's cool.
You got kind of toys, man.
It's got a car battery on it. It looks like a
You're
lawnmower.
locally trying to sell one on Facebook Marketplace that's some janked up piece of crap that they've added a bunch of stuff to and a remote control to, and they're trying to sell it for $2,000.
Wow.
Ouch.
I've got a robot lawnmower, but it's the GPS chip in it is
fried.
It's not fried, but it loses signal, and when it loses signal, it just whatever direction it's headed, that's where it's going. And I mean, I'll come home and find the thing a quarter mile down the road in the ditch. or it'll take off and it'll go down the street and cross over and it'll cut a path through the neighbor's yard. They're always real happy about that.
Does it run over Wi-Fi or
no?
No.
No, it's Bluetooth to my phone, and that's when I
Take care, PC
set up the map and everything off the GPS chip on it, and then it runs off of GPS. But when it loses track or loses signal, whatever direction it's going, it just keeps going. And then once it picks up signal again, then it's outside of its geo fence, and it'll just shut down. But sometimes the damn thing will be a mile away before it shuts down.
Idea just came to mind. If you have a spare phone laying around, you can install an app. What you can control the phone from that phone, what you have there, and then put on the phone on top of your lawnmower, and then this way Bluetooth. Then it should not lose any connections.
It's too complicated. I pay the kids half mile down the road. They got one of them stand up right on mower things, and they come over here and they trim and they weed eat and they blow the grass, and I pay them $25 a week, and I don't.
I mean, it's
stupid thing.
If you have a spare phone laying around and you just have to buy the app, I think for 10 quid. Okay. It's
We're in America, so 10 quid's $100. Especially after that disaster we had of a presidential debate the other night. I'm sure our dollar's not worth anything now. The left is stock of the damn
I'm so glad I didn't watch that.
Is it that you pay me now?
What's that?
Is it now that you have to pay me now?
Yeah.
No, hey, I'm sorry, guys. I feel bad for you guys.
Yeah. That was just
Anyway.
that was a
It was
disaster.
not great. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I watched parts of it, and it was a mess.
I watched my homie Weird Al do the song, the parody. He has that song with the Shamoho. Yeah.
Let's talk about 3D printing.
Thank you.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Well, that was my son just popped by, and he was on a mission. Well, to the toilet, of course, but I never see him really. That's the saddest part. He mostly spends time in his room, and my wife and I, we always try to get him out. And yesterday he sold his 3D printer, what he won on the Loyal Moses show. And I told him I will tell him next time when some more printers are available or giveaways are to enter those giveaways, and maybe even look into what printer he wants to get. And he likes those printers because he knows how good they are. And every time he wants me to print something personal for him or for one of his friends, he says, "Can you make it on your printer, please?" I'm like, okay.
Like, yours is nice and tuned and working.
His is nice and tuned working. You get all the software for it and all that, and it's a Focus printer. And if anybody needs spare part for the Focus printer, like hot ends and other material like that, I'm willing to trade, or but it needs to be in the UK, nowhere else, So I might send it to Europe, certain places, but that's it. I don't want to send it over to America unless you want to pay for, shipping over there. But you have to do anyway if I ship it anyway here in the UK, because I'm on a very low budget. So and I have to tighten my belt a little bit because things are getting more expensive, certain things. I think they run about 10-15 pound UK pound, the hot ends from Focus printers.
I didn't even know they sold them.
No, I have like, I think 5 or 6 of them.
Okay.
So I'm good with that. So I have like some available if anybody wants to trade.
It's
for
a good
filament.
beginner printer to have for a couple months and upgrade yourself.
Yeah.
When Bamboo
Good to
came
play
along,
around.
it kind of kicked the crap out of everybody. So
Yep.
at least it woke up a lot of companies start doing better.
Yeah. Hey, this is what needs to improve. I want a printer that I literally put an item inside, it scans it, and then print me the same exact thing, you know?
Give it time, man. That's coming.
I want
And
a life-size
also,
replicator.
like in Europe, I like to see something like for you Americans, it should be not a problem because you have it in your Second Amendment. You guys all know what I'm talking about, but I don't want this type of technology over here because this will be used then, will be misused more likely. So it needs to be a smart printer, what will be able to detect even certain parts, because if you put those parts together, you have the Second Amendment.
Little pumpkin pie cover. Okay. Cool.
Oh, that's cute.
Thanks, Jack.
And I would think that soon filament will drop even further cheaper. I think. I think we will see filament £5, and it will not be crappy filament, but decent filament. You know, like G-Tech is decent filament unless you have it for 2 years and you don't use it, because filament do come with an expiry date. So always when I get fresh filament in, I put the date when I received it and put it in my, slots. And if I have to use it, I know exactly how old it is and then use it in my printers. I have a lot of PET G right now.
Grab a roll off your shelf and show us.
What?
Grab a roll of filament to your right there. Any roll.
That's what I.
Where's the date? He said you marked it. I was calling you out, and I want to see it.
Yeah, half date's on, but most of my filament is gone. And this one I just got in last week.
It's like you buy food and you throw it in the freezer. Usually you date it to know when you bought it, so that so you don't try to cook it in 2 years and it's too freezer burnt to use.
Matt, I use filament, PLA filament that's like 3 years old the other day, and it printed fine.
Yeah, but not G-Tech. They get brittle.
Man, he's looking for one with a date on it.
Yeah.
Just grab a marker and then turn around and mark something real quick. Say, see, it's right here.
Oh,
it's okay. You don't have
filament rolls, but
it's okay, Matt. You don't.
I only have open ones available, and that's like, the only one I have available right now.
Hatchbox, man. I've had this thing for years and it still prints fine.
You know, when I first ordered my first printer, a CR10 back in the day, I ordered like 10 rolls of Hatchbox, $25 a roll, all kinds of colors. And then I quickly learned that all the different colors print differently. And I never should have ordered them. But
I tried the G-Tech filament. It was 2 years old, over 2 years old, and it didn't work at all. I had for 2 days in the dryer, and I tried it after 3 hours print in the dryer, and I put another 3 hours in. I tried it again, and I did it multiple times. It didn't not work with the black filament what I had. So,
Jack, have you been using Makitas for a long time on your CNCs, and have you ever burnt one up yet? I've always loved Makitas, but I've never ran one long enough over time to find out how long it might last me, 6 months or a year.
Actually, I just upgraded to the Makita not too long ago. I had always ran the Bowers.
The what kind?
Harbor Freight Bauer.
Okay, yeah. And then one of my CNCs, I just did that 4030 XL Pro, whatever it's called. It has a same smart router on it. Came off Amazon. It looks exactly like a Makita, but instead of paying $130, I paid $50.
22. This one came 22.
Okay.
So, but I use also my boxes sometimes for, once they're empty.
All right.
I had it right next to me right there. But because I don't have any more filament at all. I only have open ones now. So.
Hey, Jeff, how you doing today? Hello from South Mississippi.
Here, you want to know how old some of the filament I have is?
3D Solutech. I used to love that until they got in trouble in America and they got booted. I think they came back though, didn't they?
I don't know, but there's the filament, and
their screw holder was always a little. Oops, he bumped himself off. He's in the back room, but it says device not connected. So he must have hit a button.
I mean, I still have the sample roll for my CR10S4 from back in, 2017?
Wow.
Like, I got the one, benchy print off of it, and then it went straight back into the back of the collection. Oh.
There he is.
Wrong camera, though.
There you are. Yeah, their holes used to run pretty small. A lot of the spoolers wouldn't fit in 3D Solutech spools, but I love that stuff. I used to use it all the time. They're great. You're back, Scott.
Get everything back working like it's supposed to be.
The camera went out.
There's the filament. And then, do you remember these days?
Overture.
When they used to send
you
a sticky build plate with every roll of filament? And that wasn't all you got. You also got a handy dandy little ruler.
They knew their customer base. Destroying those mats every couple prints from the not checking your level.
Well, you know what? These things, I used a lot of them. I still have, what is there here, 6 or 7 of them? And I think there's a bunch down there yet. I probably still have about 25 of them around. I used to use quite a bit of them, but that's, like I say, that tells you how old some of the filament I have around here is. There's that one. And I think I finally used up that. I had a roll of, had another roll of 3D Solutech that was red. This was bought by accident. It's ABS, and I can go back on Amazon, and I probably bought this in 2017.
Matt.
What? Sorry?
Got a comment in chat from Simon Snow.
Yes, I believe so. It should be still active. I took a few items off, but the other items I didn't need anymore. So
yeah, Stephen, exactly. It works great for workbenches. It works great for mouse pads. I've used it in a lot of different places. In fact, I've got a somewhere around here. I've got a build plate off of Voron Delta and Wham Bam. I bought their build plate system, and it came from China, and I don't think it's the same quality as the stuff they ship directly from the United States, because when it got up to 100 degrees Celsius, the plate rolled up like that and became detached from the metal. So that was a complete waste of the build plate. I didn't even get a single print on it. Yep, here's those gear balls on Etsy. One person's selling them for $38 a piece, another one for $18.45, another one for $17. They're all over Etsy now.
Printed, right?
Yeah, printed.
Yeah.
And if you look most of them up, I bet they're third world countries too. Most of them probably not even in USA.
No, they're
here's one that uses the guy's picture right off of his things listing, and it's HD 3D Prints UK.
Probably a legitimate service.
Yeah,
I
anything
don't
I've
know.
ever sold on Etsy, I've always listed a designer where it came from, and the designers always know what I'm selling, the finished prints or unfinished prints, but never files.
Well, as long as there's a channel, there's people that will do unscrupulous things. Just like on eBay, you know, you can buy keys to any piece of software, you know, at dirt cheap prices.
I mean, you don't even need to buy the keys. You just Google them. At this point,
Some that, no.
Yeah, Chat GTP is really good about giving you license keys that work.
Or have you been printing a lot with your SVO8?
not as much. I'm going to be doing more. It's mostly just been waiting for the enclosure because
Okay.
I bought this thing to be a big ABS machine, and they decided not to tell anybody they weren't shipping the enclosures for over 2.5 months after.
Oh, okay.
I love the email I got from them when I asked them what's taking so long with the enclosure. They sent me the picture of the product page for the enclosure.
Take care, Sergio. Hope you get it fixed.
But nowhere
Bye,
on
Sergio.
the have a good one, Sergio. Nowhere on the product page for the SVO8, when you buy the bundle, it tells you that it's not shipping together. Like, that's like information people want to know.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, I find that with G-Tech company, when I order certain colors of filament, some filament comes from here in the UK, some filament comes from Europe, some filament comes from China. And I'm like, why you can't have this all in one location? And then I asked them that question, and they said, we didn't ship this color because this color mostly doesn't get bought, or other reason is we sold out, or the thing is, the company, as I told this to the company, they need to put more filament, bring it to the UK, so we don't have to have import fees from Europe. Because the problem for me was I had 2 colors coming from the UK and like 12 colors from Europe, and I had to pay import fee.
How
And
big is the UK if you lay the United States over top of it? How many states?
maybe
Texas.
No, less than that. Maybe as long as Texas, top to bottom, but maybe half of Texas, maybe less.
Could you imagine if we were all separate countries? California, Nevada, Texas, Utah, it'd be hilarious.
Technically, you are. Texas could break off the United States anytime they want to, if they have enough people wanting that. But I doubt that. I mean, that will cause a lot of chaos because, it's intertwined with everything Texas is. Texas is one of the top 3 powerful states in the UK. I mean, in America. Industry is there. And those industries only exist in certain other parts, like California. I don't remember. On the East Coast, there's another state what produces similar stuff. What they produce in Texas, but Texas produces a lot of stuff for America.
Yeah, Tor on Thursdays, as you know, I always share your affiliate code. I'm still using the same one until I get the other email from Tim with what's new or what I have to change. So
go to affiliate.th30studio.com and you can set up your new one. Tim just got it done, I think a day or so ago.
So go where? Go back to my affiliate page.
Affiliate.th30studio.com.
Okay.
And you can set up the new one. And
California
that has better rates and everything. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
California is basically the breadbasket of the Western United States, and they ship a lot of stuff over to the East Coast, like fruits and all that. You can't bring fruits from Nevada over to California, no, but the other way works. But they're trying to do stop like a fruit fly or something coming to California, what they have problems on the East Coast with, you know. So
Yeah, if I want to take some bananas to California, I simply go to Disneyland and they're in my vehicle. You don't have to stop. You don't stop and get checked at the border at the the state line.
yeah, but you should.
What the hell?
It's not required to stop and have your vehicle searched. So,
Hmm.
Dude, when I went to the picnic, I drove right through this thing. There's nobody even waving.
I know when I was there 20 years ago, when we wanted to go back to California, we were stopped at a toll booth and we were asked, "Do you bring any vegetables
They don't
or fruit?"
man those anymore. The only ones that are manned now are in Florida. California hasn't manned those for years.
Florida have their own unique problems with certain animals, you know, snakes, iguanas.
And the sick thing, Scott, they relocated the one in California closer up to our border. So they tore all the old shit down, built new shit, have all those tunnels, and not one person is even manning it. So what was
Yeah, they ran out of money after they built the new ones to pay people to stand there and see if you've got an apple.
Yeah. And then when they say all trucks must stop, that refers to semis, tractor trailers, not pickup trucks.
Well, yeah.
You know, like here in the UK, we have problem with gray squirrels. This gray squirrels was introduced from America over here in the UK, and it literally eradicated. It's on the brink now. The red squirrel, the famous red squirrel here in the UK, is almost gone. They're only in a few areas and sanctuaries. The problem is the gray squirrels introduced a virus, and it will kill off the red squirrels. That's why we have this problem over here. We can't get rid of them because they're like vermins, you know. And yeah, it's sad. But we still have red squirrels in Europe, you know, other similar type of red squirrels.
You have any jackalopes over there?
No.
No? Okay.
Why you?
That's not nice, Jerry. That's not nice.
I want to say something, but you know, we have to keep it clean.
No, I didn't say anything naughty.
Say anything naughty, but it's not nice asking Matt if they have jackalopes in Europe.
America's Funniest Home Videos. Jackalope, rabbit with antlers.
Question: do you have electricity or even a toilet?
No, we don't have toilets here. We use buckets.
Exactly. See?
Unless you're in San Francisco, it's just on the street. Or no, they use the little trays they use for hot dogs. Little hot dog trays and chip trays. They use those. You laugh, but I'm not kidding. I've seen that.
Oh, that's nasty.
I actually used to live in San Francisco for a few years growing up. Great place. People are not great.
Yeah, I subscribe monthly to Carbco Maker, and I think Jack has VCarb Pro, I think, and that's where that file probably came from. It's in VCarb Pro, I think I've seen him done a video on it a while back. It was either Jack or somebody else done a video on it.
Kenny, did you get your clock issue sorted out? Can you tell the seconds now?
Yeah, and what happened was, because like Jerry mentioned, one version of that file, some of us are having problems with it. Errors come up when we go to load the file or that particular layer. So I went and I communicated with the guy, the creator, and he said, he goes, just turn this one part off. I'm like, but that was all the second marks, is what he was telling me to turn off. I said, then what's the point of finding your file if you're going to tell me to turn part of it off? So I just looked at his other ones and I just decided, what the hell. And I bought another edition. And what happened last week, I was mixing up the files, the different versions. So I reprinted the other one, the correct one, and it came out fine.
Okay.
Yeah,
I went back and looked at pictures of mine, and I put the one with the seconds tick marks on it I put that on the third layer, not the second layer.
Yeah, when I done mine for my wife, I got the hands are black. When I hung it on the wall and you stand back from a distance, it's such a mess. You can't see them. So I had to go paint.
I wound up painting mine white.
Yeah. Yeah, I painted them white. And then the other one that I printed, I got it all ready to go. I've just never taken the time in the last month to glue it together. My kitchen table, all the parts are lined up, but I haven't painted it or glued it together. So I hear about it every day. When are you going to put that together? When are you going to put that together? And I just haven't.
I need to make a new one because mine wound up in a suitcase on its way back to Thailand. So
yeah, but I got to hurry on the video. When I log into Etsy, evidently I have two accounts. I got 3DHP and I got one for Jerry Knapp. And I bought the files under one name. And then I went and searching when I done the video, I couldn't find the one I bought. So I randomly just picked the link to one of them that I thought was it, and it wasn't. And that was a screwed up file. And then I posted it. And after about a week of Kenny having trouble, I realized the problem. So I went back, edited the description under my video and put the correct one in. So I'm sure a few people bought it and they were having trouble with it, which I blame on me for not supplying the right link.
It happens.
I think it's funny when people message me about something that's in the description, and a lot of people don't know that I guess there's a description underneath videos.
I think it's funny when people leave comments on a video and they haven't even watched the damn video.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, I watched the video. I told you about the your audio issue.
Yeah, that was a. So I have two different templates that I use in Premiere Pro, and the one template automatically defaults to the channels all tuned to the left, and I don't know why that is. And if I don't, because I edit from a laptop, so I can't tell that there's no right and left on it. The speakers are just too close together in a laptop to hear that there's. I mean, now that I go back and listen to it, I can hear it. And if I switch it over to my studio speakers, I can hear it. But if I don't go in there and change that in the audio mixer and blend it both channels,
that filming still sounded incredible, though.
Yeah.
Something bizarre is happening on my laser.
Why? What?
Only half the coin is getting scanned. That is weird.
And unfortunately, in YouTube Studio, you can't go in there and fix the audio, and you can't replace the audio. You can add audio to it. You can add their music that YouTube Studio provides to a video, but you can't add your own audio to it, because that's what I was going to do, was just remix or redo it and have the audio all on the right channel and upload it, but there's no way to do that.
What does that mean? Is that Celtic, or does anybody know what that means?
That looks like Norse writing.
Is it? Well, I got the shirt for my birthday, but I don't know what kind of language it is or what that might represent.
Take a picture of it and use Google Images and search it that way.
Oh, does that? I didn't know they had such a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. All right.
Might be Scottish, like old Scottish writing, maybe.
Either Celtic or Norse.
Yeah.
Yeah, Blasto says Norse Viking rune.
Okay, thank you.
This is bizarre, man.
Well, guys, I got to jump off. I got to go take care of my dogs and go lock up the gates down at my shop because the guys text me they're done for the day down there. So,
all right. Well, thank you for stopping in.
All right, thank you for coming.
Yep, I'll catch you next week, and I'll have this up and running next week. I got to go cut the ends off for it too because I have my bandsaw down at the shop, and
awesome.
I'll go measure my 2020s and run down there and cut those off right quick and then get this assembled tonight and get it wired up. But I just realized I didn't have a DP-DT switch here, so I'm gonna have to stop by AutoZone and buy one of those so I can run it.
All right. Well, thank you, sir. You have a good day.
Yep.
All right,
See
bye-bye.
you.
Have a good day. Nice seeing you.
Dan's 3D Print UK. Hello, how you doing? Huh. Okay. I didn't know you could do that. And if you're on Twitch, just do bang drop, and you can drop like that, and maybe you'll hit the snow, and you won't win anything, but you'll, you know, just for fun, for shits and giggles, I'd say. We've been streaming for 2 hours and 15 minutes. We got 34 people watching, 12 on Twitch, and 22 on YouTube. And later at 5:30, we should be done here in 45 minutes. And then at 5:30, that'll be 3 o'clock my time. Well, 5:30 my time. I'm going to be on with other makers over on Laser Makers Realm, the LA Hobby Guy, HTL Customs. They'll be multi-streaming, and I'll be on there with them.
You look so happy on that picture.
Yeah.
You like?
I downloaded a flag file off of Etsy. It's got an eagle over it. It's multi-layer. That's probably what I'll be cutting out for the stream. The last couple times I was on there, I was working on my fiber laser, doing a lot of pictures. I'll be main 30.53.
Damn it. Patrick could be on there too, right?
Cool.
Yeah, 'cause you didn't
Yeah,
say his
yeah,
name.
Patrick should be on there. Oh, awesome. Glad you got it.
Yeah, son of a buzzard, man.
All right, Blasto.
Tried to be fancy and it didn't work.
That happens.
I know. There we go.
Oh,
Tor, that helmet, what movie is that from? Or what video game?
that's a Fallout New Vegas NCR helmet.
Okay. Yeah, it's a shame we can't 3D print things that you could actually use in a real situation. You know, something that's really armor plated, et cetera.
We're getting close with some of that filament that Scott was showing off.
Yeah, that would look real promising.
Well, I would say have a combination of things, you know, like maybe like a ceramic printer, you know.
Yeah, Mr. Diesel, I've seen it. Thank you. I'll send you that link.
A ceramic printer would make good armor plating because you can use different types of material probably in there, like let's say ceramic and then a layer of plastic and ceramic, a layer of plastic. And it needs to be designed in certain aspects and even have like a material what's similar to sand to put inside there, you know, because let's say the armament gets hit with an RPG or something, and the RPG is basically a cone shape, and then they have a secondary explosion what pumps the cone and inverts it onto the...
Jack, don't show that. Take it down. I don't want my live stream will get bumped. I can't show anything like that on a live stream. I've had a couple of friends on live streams that are showing such things, and they got booted for it. It has to be in a video only.
Yeah,
and they're getting even more strict with that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically,
Patrick was on with him on Chase 3D, and he was fiber engraving some parts, and they bumped Tim's stream instantly took it down. So that's been a few people that's happened to. And then somebody else, who was it? Nero was showing an alien blaster. It was a prop of a space.
Yeah, Nero's wasn't even like a functional. It was just fully plastic.
Yeah. I'm leery on the live stream showing anything like that because of what's happened.
Our TH3D stream got taken down as well because of that.
Well,
Wasn't
Yeah,
even nobody was handling anything or anything like that. It was just a picture.
Yet I can
Well-
go to YouTube and I can watch videos left and right of people out there blasting away things and testing things, and which I enjoy watching them. But for some reason, because it's in a video, it's okay and it's not live stream. So
Yeah.
yeah, look where all this tech is based out of too. California. I might have been
Yup.
born and raised there, but I do not claim that state.
yeah.
Anyway,
Well, it's getting ready to fall in ocean. Tori, you better hurry up and move. San Andreas Fault.
This state's getting.
Someday.
This state's starting to fall up with it. And that is bizarre, man.
Yeah, I think if an earthquake was great enough to rip apart California like the San Andreas Fault would, it's going to level Nevada because we're so close to it. It's going to go with it. It'll be just total chaos. Everything will be flattened. Just be a big mess. Be such a massive earthquake.
Well, what do you think the song is? I got beachfront property in Arizona.
Yeah.
that's bad.
Yeah, we have almost perfect weather here in Vegas. We don't have tornadoes. We don't have flash floods. There's just it sure gets hotter than hell. It's never humid here. I mean, if it rains for 4 or 5 days, it'll be humid for a day or two. But we have almost perfect weather here. So it's just when I go outside and I see all you guys online showing pictures of your property, it's green and pretty and trees. Like, wow, that looks so cool. I walk out front, I see dirt.
Yeah.
But all
Mine's
that,
not much farther away from dirt. Just dead grass and shit. It's too
all
hot.
that
You said perfect weather. What
Yeah,
about all
dust
the flipping wind we've been getting?
Yeah, Arizona gets those big old dust storms that look like they're from Egypt or something. Big giant wall. It's crazy. You see them on TV in Phoenix. Looks like the end of the world dust storms type stuff. It's crazy.
Like Dune.
And I currently, all my grass in my backyard died years ago. Both my trees in the backyard died. So I don't have, and this matter of fact, around October, I'm going to plant 2 more Texas ash trees out there so I can get some more shade going. But it's all dirt out back. Then my side yard, my side property, which is bigger than my backyard, I got a big concrete slab in the storage shed. That's all crushed rock. It looks like dirt, but it's all crushed rock. And I got a big gazebo out there I built years ago just for the hell of it. Got a gazebo on it and the second patio. And the second patio has an above ground gazebo that I don't use no more. Haven't used it in probably, I don't know, 6, 7 years. Got tired of the maintenance and upkeep on it. It just sits there. Hopefully the motors and everything still work on it. I drained it real good, but you never know. You can never get all the water out of the bottom of the pumps and the pipes that are low to the ground. So it'll have to be flushed and cleaned. And I can't exactly sell it. It'll be too hard to get out of from where it's sitting. I'd have to get a couple furniture dollies. I only have one. Get a couple from Harbor Freight. Get them up underneath it, disconnect all the power, and then roll it across the dirt on a couple sheets of plywood, one at a time, kind of playing leapfrog to get it to my pad in the backyard. It's a big 30 by 30 pad. And then I got a back gate, chain link fence type gate that could be opened up so somebody could back it to the trailer and it could be loaded. But it's a lot of work. That's how I got it in.
Okay, slowly getting organized.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the coin tomorrow because all my new blinks are in my house. She thinks.
And then my aliens in my video, like I say, the one fell over in a video. I slowed down the time lapse. Paul on the base, I didn't glue the small Paul. He fell over, knocked over Master Chief on the shelf, which is a resin print, painted, kind of freaked me out. I'm trying to grab it. And then something else fell over. And then I set it all back up. Paul fell over again. And I just mentioned that because I didn't have a wheel lock set, that's why the table rolls. And I still didn't set it after he fell over the first time. So then he fell over a second time. It's like son of a blankety blank. I got a wheel lock set right now on it, but I did that earlier today.
Jerry, see, I haven't even pulled him out of the box yet.
Okay, what are those fans for?
Those,
Well, they look bigger on camera. Those are the small ones that go on your fiber laser, right?
Yeah.
Well, on camera, they look really big. Because mine are probably 4-inch square, and those look like they're 6 or 8 inch. Yeah, they're probably the same. They just look bigger on camera. All right. I've never used mine. I got them sitting there. I've just never used them.
Well,
And the only time I use the regular assist on the wand from Patrick is when I'm doing a brass coin to blow off all the debris.
I need to start using them, I think. That was pretty bizarre. This last, I don't know if you heard me, but only half the coin was getting burnt or engraved. And then I even put a piece of paper on the other half, like on my base, to see if it was burning. Maybe it was out of a adjustment or something. Yeah, it wasn't touching it, so I don't know what's going on.
Lightburn had a new version today. I turned on Lightburn. I seen there's a new version, so I downloaded it. I haven't checked to see if it deleted my settings like last time, but if it did, I'll just revert. I'll reload them.
Yeah, I updated mine before our meeting.
Because once I have a different layer down below on whatever color, I call that brass coins, or I call it whatever I call it, and then when I load a certain file, I can pick that color, and it should all be preloaded. But when it's all defaulted, it's like, where'd they go?
Yeah, mine's up in 45 days, so I got to renew. That's just my basic one. I don't think we have to renew on our fiber and our CO2. I would think that all be all together.
I think they're probably separate because they can make more money. When I had my K40 years ago, it had a Gerbil board in it, plugged straight into my computer, and it worked fine. So I don't know if when I get this other RF laser that's coming, which will have a Ruida controller, if I will have to get a different version of Lightburn, or maybe I've already paid for it and don't know it. But I got fiber covered. I've got diodes covered. I'm not sure if there's a third license I'm going to have to get.
Well, yeah, it's basically like, I know it's not, but it's like a CO2.
Yeah, here's a picture right here, what I got coming. It's on a ship. I should get it within the next 40 to 50 days. I'll be the first one with the company that ever sent one out to test and review. Now, that looks really big. Okay, I got 3 pictures on the right side. The bottom picture where you see the 3 black squares, those are fans. It's a RF laser, which is radio frequency, not a CO tube. But you have to run water through it. Here's a different angle of it so you can see how big it isn't. Its desktop unit weighs a little over 200 pounds. And I've got a place for it to sit in the garage. I'm just hoping that my neighbor and me can lift it up there. I've been trying to think of how am I going to get that up on the table. And even if I was still in shape when I retired 11 years ago, I still can't pick that up and put it on the table. It's too bulky. And there's no way I can lift 200 pounds by myself. So I have to figure out a way to get that straight up. And I've been trying to think about it. I don't have one of those tables from anybody that I've reviewed where it just lifts it up and I can slide it over. I don't have a motorcycle jack, and if I did, it wouldn't go high enough. So I'm trying to think of how I could get that on the table myself and just tape it for a video. And I can't think of any way to do it. I don't have a beam and a chain. Well, I got a come along, but I'm not going to wrap straps around. Use a come along and tie to a beam. I'm not going to do all that. That looks stupid. Then I'd probably drop it or something would slip. Just have to get the guy next door and hope he's real strong and help me lift it up and set it on the table. And I'll give him $20 or something. But here's how I've kind of rearranged stuff. It's not all straightened up, but I got stuff moved around.
Nice.
And pretty much where you see that yellow 2-step sitting there, that's where it's going to go. It's going to go to the right underneath my banner there. It's where it's going to sit. Because the big rack there that has air hose on it to the right, the tan one, that was on the back wall, and that long bench was over here where this brown rack was. They're both loaded down heavier than hell. Stupid me didn't go to Lowe's and buy moving men to put under the feet. I just yanked and pulled, and things were falling off, and I took off what I knew would fall, and it took me quite a while to get them both repositioned by yanking and pulling on them. And I was pretty sore after doing that since I don't work no more, and my body's kind of turned to jello. I'm not who I used to be.
Wow.
Floor video. That particular one, I think, is about $4,500, and something it might be a little bit more. Thunder has their bolt out, which they have different wattages on the RF. I think something comparable with Thunder Laser is like 6,500. But once I get it and I come out with my first video, I'll find all the specs and what they're actually selling for, shipped to America, stuff like that. That 40 watt RF is probably comparable to like an 80 or 90 watt CO2, something like that. But I'll see if I can pin down an exact number on that.
All right. I think it's time for me to hop off. I got to go run to the store and get a few things done.
All right.
You guys have a great weekend.
You too, sir. I thank you very much. Yeah, if I remember later or tomorrow, I'll log on to TH3D and I'll see if I can get that code fixed, and I'll go over to my site and drop it in where I keep them at.
Sounds good. You guys have a good one.
Take care, Tor. Have an awesome day.
You as well. Bye-bye.
Well, we've been streaming for 2 hours and 30 minutes. Got 36 people watching, 14 on Twitch and 22 on YouTube. And we're starting to wind down. I think I'm going to raid out, so I'm going to be streaming later at 5:30. That's in 3 hours. I'll be back on the Laser Maker's Realm, HCL Customs, and LA Hobby Guy, and we'll be doing laser stuff. Thank you, Jack, for coming. I really appreciate it, my friend. That's looking really awesome. I hope you're doing a video on it. So Jack's can start typing here.
Yeah, thank you everyone for coming, and come next week back, please, and let us know what you've been doing.
Let me see who's online here. I don't like this raid system, how they changed it on Twitch, because it's not pulling everything up like it should. It's kind of weird. Let's see. That's weird. Okay, I clicked on Maker Deck. It took me straight into their chat. Let me hit start raid and see how it goes. And we'll be back next Saturday, same time, same bat channel, 12 p.m. Pacific. Live on Twitch and YouTube. And thank you to all the new subscribers and the people that donated. I really appreciate it. Everybody's awesome here. Yeah, you'll see me later on another channel. Okay, the raid's starting on Twitch. It'll go in 10 seconds. And let me find my button.
Love you all.
It's almost there. It's almost ready.
And good luck.
Take care, Twitch people. Have an awesome day.
Right.
And everybody watching on YouTube, thank you very much. And I'll see you next time. Have a great day, everybody.
Bye.